This is a winterized ex-military Land Rover, and it came with one of these, a Webasto block heater. Now, although I have had it running, it never seems to work when I really need it. It's bloody bulky, it weighs a ton, and although you can still get spare parts, they're incredibly expensive. So I think it's probably come to the end of the line. However, I would still like to have a block heater because I sometimes go to some fairly cold places. And given that I've already got the necessary hookups, the cooling system, power supply, diesel supply, I think I'll put in a similar but more modern version, say the Webasto Thermo top. Now, there's plenty of information out there about fitting Webasto Thermo tops, and in particular you can get an installation manual from the Butler Technique website. But oddly enough, there's key information which is lacking. For example, the wiring diagram is particularly obscure, and they don't even give you the pin assignments for the hookup connectors. Now, various people have published videos on fitting Webastos, but these are almost all aimed at canal boat owners. I've seen nothing to do with Land Rovers. I'll do yet another video, and I'll attempt to tell you all you ever wanted to know about fitting Webastos to Land Rovers, but never dared to ask. So I bought a reconditioned Webasto Thermotop from a firm. Word of advice, go direct to their website and you'll get it rather cheaper than from their eBay store. Now, there are a number of things I can reuse from the old Webasto installation. Firstly, the backing plate, and underneath there's an exhaust. I'm going to reuse this hookup cable, although I've got to figure out what the wires are. The people who sold me this unit were absolutely bloody determined I should buy a full wiring loom. Completely unnecessary, although the one thing I would recommend is to buy these little connectors with the tails pre-installed. And finally, these units don't have a built-in dosing pump, so I'm going to reuse this one. So I did a quick bench test to check the working of the pump, the polarity and the direction of flow. The big worry about the Webasto are the electrical hookups, which at face value appear to be very complicated, but it's not as bad as it seems. Now, the 4 sockets on the left you don't have to worry about, they're for internal use only. And then you've got socket X2, pin 1 is 12 volt power, pin 2 is the main earth, and you've then got socket X1. Pin 1 is the signal to turn the unit on. Pin 6 is the electrical current to the dosing pump. And pin 4 is the signal to the vehicle's heating system to turn the fan on. And it's as simple as that. So I've got the Webasto wired in temporarily just for commissioning, and we start with everything turned off, which resets its memory. I've now connected the main battery, and we have healthy 12.6 volts on the main power connection, and of course the start signal is still turned off. I now want to prime the system with diesel, so I'm going to turn on the ignition, which will activate the rather noisy fuel lift pump, get fuel as far as the filter there. I'm going to pull it through by activating the dosing pump just using this battery here. I can feel the dosing pump working, and indeed we have diesel arriving at the Webasto. So I'll now disconnect the dosing pump from this little battery and plug it into this connection, which is up in the top right hand corner here. Now for the big test. I'll turn it on inside. I will get 12 volts here on the little start signal, and I expect this to go into its startup sequence. Right, we are live. We have 12 volts here, and as you can probably just hear, this has gone into its startup sequence. I'm feeling the dosing pump, expecting this to come live, but it doesn't seem to be. I still don't feel the dosing pump coming on. I can hear the combustion air fan working, no problem. And it's shut down. I've been here before. It refuses to fire. Just to round this off, I disconnected the diesel pipe and went through the startup sequence again, and no diesel's coming through. The dosing pump isn't being activated, and I suspect that the Webasto is faulty. A very disappointing result. Well, I returned the unit to the people who supplied it to me. They bench tested it and said it fired up first time. Although they did make the comment that it was flooded with diesel. Now that is possible because I took the supply from the fuel filter there, which is downstream from the fuel lift pump. I can easily run a small diameter hose all the way back to the fuel tank, no problem. But the way it came back inspired no confidence. Instead of using my rather neat little connector here, it came back with this very messy wiring loom. And what they've done is they've daisy chained these cables together using Wago connectors. This power cable, for example, uses an uninsulated terminal. That's going to short out, isn't it? I also see that they've paired the power and the signal together. This is not how this is designed to work. And it means that you've got to provide a 25 amp switch current. Whole thing appears to have been put together by an amateur. Anyhow, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire it up using their wiring loom exactly as it came back to me, untidy as it is. The only mod I made is put some insulating tape on that bare wire there. I've taken the power supply from the post of the starter motor and I've earthed it to the engine. Very healthy, nearly 13 volts. The dosing pump, I've taken its fuel supply from a little reservoir of diesel here, and all I've got to do, big moment, is to power it up. Nothing. Unit appears to be completely dead. Well, I'm going to call it a day. The fact that the Webasto isn't working isn't going to prevent me from getting the vehicle back on the road. This could be quite a long saga. The guys who sold it to me are saying that the Webasto works. I find it doesn't. I will do a short catch up when there is a final resolution. Bye for now.